How many e-newsletters do we need?
That's
a joke, but at the same time,
yeah. And I've had friends that are doing YouTube and they have a newsletter and they talk about, how much it has helped them with revenue and connecting with their audience and all that. And I just can't do it. I'm not opposed to it.
I'm sorry, but your
can't.
newsletter is not the best newsletter.
So my form of it.
I've wanted to do a newsletter too, and if I ever had the only idea that I've ever felt like is actually sustainable is just here's 3 things I found interesting this week, whether it's a quote, a video, a song, and just kind of like our text threads.
Yep.
Where it's, hey dude, check out this podcast.
Yeah.
Or, hey, great 1974 country music song that I found.
So you know what my newsletter is? It's a weekly live stream.
Yeah.
It doesn't function the same, or it doesn't sort of get the same result.
Yeah.
In the sense of, if some people talk about using your newsletter, and if you have like digital products or something, you can run a sale or a promotion just for your newsletter recipients, whatever, and those convert sales really well. All this revenue talk and all
you gotta build
plastic,
the revenues.
Plastic, right? The thing I like about newsletters is when the source actually provides me with information, recommendations, something of value. Now, I'll admit I would say probably 95% of the newsletters that I have not unsubscribed from, I almost delete reflexively without reading, and even reading the body of the email.
Audrey knows that I have a quarterly purge week.
Yep.
And purge week,
simplification week.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And so my email inbox is, it used to be crazy, and Audrey's is hectic. But my inbox, I reeled it in a couple of years ago, and I've managed to maintain it. It's pretty well. I don't have a lot of just shit sitting there.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have purge week, and she knows about it at this point. It's Christmas and Black Friday, my favorite holidays, because everybody sends their newsletter, and you're like, oh, I got to unsubscribe from that one. And no, I mean, there's a couple of things that reach my inbox.
Yes.
And most of it, once that purge week hits, it's see you later, pal, and get it out of here. So
I make the live stream because when I think about it, I'm like, it's a Final Cut Pro tip of the day. It's the videos that I've watched on YouTube that often are some related to Final Cut, some that
it's a lot less intrusive.
Yeah, and these are the recommendations I have, and then a core topic. Today was did the Final Cut Pro 10.6.8 update fix all the problems with the 10.6.7 update that caused so many issues for 2 weeks straight.
Yeah.
And I brought a guest on.
Well, so I love that, because you almost have, it's a lot like this show, right?
Yeah.
You're just sitting down and here's what's on my mind.
And here's the beauty of it, right? The live stream and this podcast versus a newsletter or some other, I don't know, digitally tangible thing. A newsletter takes
a product,
a shitload more time to put together.
Yeah.
Than me doing a live stream. Now I sit down in the morning.
Some people are listening. They're like, "Yeah, we can tell it takes a lot more time than it takes you guys to concept this podcast."
But for my live stream, I make a thumbnail. I now that I know the format, I know what my tip is. I know. Now I put a lot of work into the whole live streams. So there's a bunch of work. But once you do all that upfront work, and maybe you could argue that with a newsletter as well. But I don't know. The live stream to me is my newsletter, and then a podcast, the same thing.
Well, even with this, we put in weeks. Months. I mean, if you go from initial concept to when we actually started executing,
and then of course post-production on it,
and then post-production,
because there's a video element.
Yeah, and
I mean, recording, right?
We've slimmed those down, but we put in
artificial intelligence,
a lot of AI. Shut up. We've put in a lot of we've laid a lot of groundwork.
Yeah,
and all of that was you can make it with, but I think there's something to that.
And I think too, if I sit down and think about, I got to put together this week's newsletter together, or if I were to do them in bulk, I'm going to just do 6-8 of them, whatever. Yeah. I'm like, the emotional labor involved is so,
absolutely.
But to do a live stream, I'm pumped to do it. I love live streaming and I love doing this.
It had been a golden afternoon. And I remember having the familiar conviction that life was beginning over again with the summer and summer.